What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube. Ethics back at it again. So in this video we're gonna show you guys, or I'm gonna show you guys how to fix a broken fireworks. Now it may not seem broken because it's all covered up nice, it's nothing bent, nothing ripped, but once I remove the package, as you can see, seems like everything is fine. The tubes are not kinked or bent. That's fine. It may look like it's bad, but it's not. But as you see, nothing is actually bad. But once you start wiggling it around, the base comes off. It's all torn, broken, and they're all flimsy, as you can see. So this is the type of fireworks that you wanna, that you wanna fix. Now normally, typically I would just use a liquid nail, and I would put a liquid nail on the bottom of this and then leave it there for like a whole day, and then it'll be secured. But you could do that, there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to customize this cake because I love this cake, but the pace is very slow for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it a fan shape, and then I'm gonna have the first four rows go fast. Well, basically all of them are gonna be going fast, so it's gonna be all this four and then slow down a bit, and then all this four, slow down a bit, and then all this four, and then we're gonna add a special effect at the end of it. So let's get started. So the tools that I recommend on doing, but if you're gonna do this, if you're not if you're not confident on doing stuff like this, I highly suggest that you do not do this, because if you're nervous and if you're scared, you have more risk of doing something bad, if not injuring yourself or killing yourself. So if you're not comfortable, just put a liquid nail on this and then wait a day, and then it'll be firm, and then you can go ahead and safely ignite the fireworks. But for me, I've been doing this a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and just customize this and to the way I like it. So anyways, the first tool to have when doing this is, of course, you want to get your own fuse. This is the quick fuse. This is the speed of it. Come on, focus. Excuse my daughter, she's playing. So that's how fast it is per foot, as you can see right there. So that's really fast, especially it's like 0.17, 0.22. That's really fast. And maybe we're gonna use some of these. Maybe I haven't decided yet, but this one goes from 8.1, come on focus, 8.1 to 9.2 per foot. Now I do have some green fuse, but I lost the packaging, so I don't know how fast it is. I'm gonna show a video on how to test a fuse to see how fast it is per foot. So, but we're gonna do that in a separate video. Of course, we're gonna use some tape. Now I like to use foil tape. You can use whatever tape you want. You can use the masking tape, you can use the painter's tape, you can use U-Haul's tape. A lot of people using U-Haul's tape. Zip tie, I wouldn't recommend zip tie right now, because we are not actually attaching another cake into this. We are just gonna make it fast. So we're just gonna remove the old fuse, replace it with a quick fuse. So zip tie, you don't need zip tie for this job. So, and then we need just in case you can't put the fuse into the tube, I recommend a brass awl. This is a highly recommended tool for customizing a cake or putting a fuse or doing a chain on your firework cakes. This is a very useful tool to have if you're ever gonna do that, and it doesn't cause any static or any frictions when you puncture the tube, and you feel safe for this. I mean, I feel safe for it. And then the second tool, I think this will be my last tool. No. The second one is, of course, you want to have a liquid nail, glue gun. I will use my glue gun, but, well, I was going to use my glue gun, but my wife is using it. She's doing her project, and so I'm going to do the liquid nails. The thing with liquid nails, it takes about 2 hours to I mean, it's not going to set, but it's going to take 2 hours to at least harden, and then after that, to cure, it's going to take a whole day. So that's the reason why. The only thing I use this for is to brace the cake. But since my glue gun is unavailable, I will use a liquid nail for you guys. And then maybe a cutter, box cutter, doesn't matter what, just maybe, just in case you're trying to cut the fuse doesn't come out all the way, and then you can just cut it flush, so that way you won't ignite, or you can just put another fuse on there. And then the last tool that I recommend is this tool, this cutter. This cutter is very helpful. I love this cutter. This cost me 10 bucks at Lowe's. It's not that expensive. I mean, if you can spend $500 on a Firework in less than 1 hour, I don't see why you can't spend $10 on a tool that will help you customize your cake or cut fuses safely. I do not recommend using a scissor. I do not recommend using this because scissors cause frictions. Every time you close this, you cause frictions, and that frictions cause sparks, and that sparks will ignite the fuse if you use it. Now, you can use this 10,000 times and it won't happen, but there's still that risk of happening. There is actually a video that I saw that a guy cut a quick fuse with the scissor and it actually ignited. Now, he was doing it for test purposes, so there was no fireworks involved. He was actually showing how dangerous a scissor could be if you use it to cut fuse. Now, I can't find that video. I wish I could find it. I just found it on it was shared to me, so, and then I lost the video. So I do not recommend using a scissor, you guys. There is still plenty of pyros out there using scissors, and every time I watch them I cringe because it's just like accident waiting to happen. So big no on scissors. All right, so let's talk about how we're gonna do this. Now, the way I'm planning on doing this is I'm gonna have, let me talk about the effect first. So it'll be a brocade with red and green stars, and then it'll be a strobe. I think it's like a willow into strobes. You get me wrong? And then brocade, and then willow, and then brocade, willow, brocade, willow, brocade, willow, and then this last two is like a strobe with red and blue. So this last two is the only two effects that are different, and then the rest is like brocade. This, so basically this, and this are all brocade, and this, and that is all strobe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the strobe, two strobes, which is this two right here in the middle, and then we're gonna have the brocade, this two, on the end, and then it's gonna be a fan shape. So it's gonna be basically how my fingers look like right now. That's how it's gonna be shown, and then I'm gonna have to quick fuse all four of them, so that way all four of them will ignite into a fan shape. And then same thing, slow it down a little bit. So I'm probably gonna keep this fuse right here, and then slow it down, and then again all four will ignite, and then probably use the same fuse right here, and then readjust this. I'll have the red and blue on the end, and then I'll have this two like in the center, and then of course I'm gonna add this. So let us go ahead and get started. Let me put you guys on the stand right here real quick. Give me a second. Let me set this up. Now, I won't have time to edit this, so I can't fast forward the video, so you guys just have to endure. All right. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and break it. Cut the fuse. As you can see, broke it. I already cut the fuse. I cut the fuse right here. There you go. So what I'm gonna do, then I'm gonna use this. So I'm just gonna pull this out. There you go. So what I'm gonna do with this, I'm gonna build the first row, and then I'm just gonna jump when I'm actually done with it. So see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so right now I just removed the fuse right here. Now be careful when you're removing the fuse that you don't want to flip it upside down, because if you do, the black powder or the lip charge might come off, and then you will reduce the lip charge of your firework and you will have a blow break. So I'll just remove this. You just pull it up just like that. There's that. And then we're gonna go ahead and put a quick fuse on there. But first things first, before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and glue it into a board, and then I'll add a quick fuse to it. So here we go. All right, so I finally got the fuse all removed. As you can see, it's no longer there. I did keep the main fuse where to ignite it right there. So I did keep that, covered it. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in this box. So I have this little box which I measured from this, so it'll go inside, as you can see, like that. And then we're gonna liquid nail the tube into this. So let's get to it. Alright, so let me show you guys how I add the liquid nail on this. Basically, you just remove the tube and you carefully cover the lip charge so it doesn't come up, or the hole from the lip charge, and you put it on the back of the tube. I don't put a lot, just enough, just like that, and then you just press it down on the cardboard, and then you wait for a few minutes until you can't wiggle it anymore. See, the black powder just fall off because I let it roll. So we're gonna do the same thing on this one. As you can see, thing. Then the last one. Uh oh, I gotta cover that. I keep there you go. And then there you go. Now that I have that the way I want it shaped, we're just gonna let it sit for a little bit until the liquid nail holds. You can tell I put extra because it went to my marble tiles. And then we're gonna go ahead and add the fuse on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the quick fuse and then just have it jump together there. See you in a little bit. All right, so now I got the quick fuse cut. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put it inside the old hole where we pulled the old fuse from, and we just do that. There you go. It says if you're not too comfortable doing that, you guys, I do not recommend it. Yeah. As you can see, it's still wiggling, so my liquid nail is still wet. There you go. Now that we did that, we're gonna go ahead and grab this tape. We're just gonna lay it on top of that just to protect it, even though we doesn't need to because it's a quick fuse, but so that way the fuse doesn't come off. Just like that. All right. Here you go. And that's the first row of the custom-made fired up ethics style. So I know that my hole is still here. That's where I'm gonna attach the second row. But just to give you guys an idea how what it looks like, there you go. There you go. Let me show you guys. There, ethics edition fired up. So I had the two brocades at the end. I had the two strobe here. And we're gonna go ahead and pursue the last two rows, and I'll show you guys when it's done. Alright, so let me show you guys the second row. There it is, same thing, two brocades on the end, center is the strobe, and then there's the fuse that's gonna connect to the first row, and then I'm gonna puncture a hole to connect to the last row. Alright, so let's go move on to the third one. Here we go. Alright, so now I'm finally done on the third row. As you can see on the third row, I only did 3 tubes. Here's the fourth one. Now I have no use for this one. This is the brocade effect. This is an extra brocade and I don't want this. I decided to use the strobe effect on the middle. The strobe with red and green, or so. Oh, I'm sorry, strobe with willow. And then I kept the 2 strobe with red and blue. So it's gonna have all strobe effects at the end of it. So, and of course all 3 shots will be shot at together. You can still see it, the liquid nail is still wet, but we're gonna go ahead and place it in here, give you guys an idea what the cake looks like now. Hold on a second. Okay, let me make an adjustment real quick because the cardboard is a little bit long. Alright, so this is what it looks like now. 4 shots going together at the same time. Give it a quick break, probably like a second or 2, and then the 4 shots again, and then another break, second or 2, and then the 3 strobe shots, and then I'm gonna add a special finale at the end of it, of course. And of course there's no room, as you can see, so I'm gonna have it liquid nailed to this, or yeah, so I'm gonna have to liquid nail it here. or super glue it. I think it's better if I just use the glue gun on this thing. And it's gonna be wobbly, as you can tell, so I'm probably gonna put like a support on the end of this so that way it doesn't tip over on us. And can't wait to show you guys what it does. So here we go. Alright you guys, so here it is, the final setup. Now I had to add the cardboard on the side because liquid nail sucks. Don't ever use liquid nail. Normally I would use a glue gun, but liquid nail takes forever to set, so I had to add that to make sure that once it's set, it's gonna stay on the spot that I want it to. So, and then I had to add of course, the special, like I showed you guys. Now I had to add a lot of tape on this because normally when you put a cake together, it needs to have a base. What I mean by a base is it needs to be set on the bottom straight, so that way when it shoots, the firework doesn't go anywhere and stays there. So will the tape hold it? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm not worried about it because it's gonna be quick shot together. I mean, it's quick fuse, so all these three should go at the same time. If it doesn't, then it's just gonna push it down on the bottom and then separate it from the tape, because the tape is not really strong enough to hold the impact of the firework or the force. So this is the finished product. As you can see, the fuse is right here. I cut it on the bottom, remove this tape, and then that's where I light it, and then it travels. Alright you guys, can't wait to taste this out. Here we go. Alright, hold on, you guys can't see it? Can you guys see it? Okay, there we go you guys. The homemade. Don't hold it, Earl, that fuse is really fast. You're gonna burn your hand. Okay, here we go. I'll give you guys about 10 seconds till light. I had to extend it just in case there's a kiddo. We're not guaranteed. Here we go. Just in case there's a kiddo. That's a long ass fuse. Okay, there we go. Turns out nice. That is gorgeous. Come on, 3-shot. Ah, it failed in the 3-shot. Ah, it was a nice cake. Oh, that sucks. Looks like I lost the fuse on the 3rd row. That sucks. We're gonna let it sit there for a while and see what happens next. Alright you guys, so as you can see on the demo that this cake that I built actually failed. It failed because the fuse that I attached on this row right here actually came off the cake and I forgot to tape it. So as you can see, how I can tell it fell, it came off the cake is because you see this burnt mark right here. That's the fuse burnt mark. That means that the fuse lit and this is where it hit the last of that fuse, and instead of lighting this tube right here, it actually ended right there. So that's why this thing failed. I didn't secure it. Well, I was just tossing it around. Basically I was just doing this. I'm just letting it do that. So of course that would happen. And I didn't double check on it when I was about to light it, so because I was excited to see what it looks like. Overall, the first 2 rows actually did good. I like the way it turned out. Also, I also had the neon boom cake that K-toed on me. It literally shred the cake apart. As you can see, it's a 25-shot cake, and if you look, I still have a lot of its tubes. So I waited a good 20 minutes before picking it up because you can never tell when it comes to fireworks. Some of it can still reignite. So what I did is I removed all the fuses on these tubes just in case it does reignite. Even though 20 minutes is a long time, I still had to make sure that I had to wait just before grabbing it. So as you can see, that's where this is the cake where it hits. I don't know what happened. Maybe one of the tube was bent and I didn't look at it since I didn't remove the top. Who knows, there's a lot of things that could factor. Anyways, so looks like I'll be making a lot of custom made cake, and I'll still rebuild this one right here with the neon boom parts from Firehawk. Fire it up. So thanks for watching, you guys. Hope to see you guys soon in the next video. Peace.